Good early evening, YouTube. How you guys doing? Dirk here, GC Blues 45. I just want to say sorry for no post game report right away when I got home. I was a little buzzed, and not only that, I um I was happy, and you pretty much know why. So I'll be right back. Oh, hey, sorry about that. I had a quick little something. So, but I'm doing great. I'm kind of happy and stuff. So, um, I'm not disappointed or anything. So we're going to do the post game report, and as this is uploading, I'll get going on the current post game report. I mean pregame report that we'll have, because well, for one, we got 3 games on the dock, and you need to know who's playing, right? And I want to welcome the new subscribers. Hello, how you guys doing? Now, folks, the post-game report is basically a recap of all the games. I give you the scores, the stats, and what I thought of each game. Starting off with Ottawa and Buffalo. Going into the matchup, Ottawa was 6-5-0 and 12 points. Buffalo was 4-7-1 and 9 points. And at the end of 60 minutes, the Buffalo Sabres beat the Ottawa Senators by a score of 5-1. Yay, Buffalo! Yeah, Buffalo won. Shots on goal were the Sabres 34, the Sens 38. The Sabres had 37 saves with the Sens 29. Buffalo was 2 for 4 on the power play with Ottawa 0 for 3. Okay, well, 1 point for Buffalo. This game was pretty good. When I saw the highlights, um, Buffalo right off the gate went at it. Ottawa really didn't have it. So therefore, that's why what happened happened. Um, Buffalo wanted it more. They got it, and pretty much that's what happens. So congratulations to Buffalo for winning. Next was Toronto at home against Boston. Entering this matchup, Boston was 6-6-1 and 13 points. Toronto 6-5-2 and 14 points. At the end of 16 minutes, the Toronto Maple Leafs beat the Boston Bruins by a score of 4-0. Shutout. That's right, it is a Mountain Dew Baja Blast Zero Sugar Shutout. You know, Pepsi Zero is the official drink, but since I got zero sugar drink, okay, let's make that a new thing, right? Shots on goal were the Leafs 27, the Bruins 29. The Leafs had 29 saves with the Bruins 23. Toronto was 3 for 7 on the power play with Boston 0 for 6 on the power play. Let's get right into this. First off, 7th win for Toronto. The series is now tied 1 game each. How should I say this? Toronto, just like Buffalo, firing on all cylinders from the get-go. It was just a one-sided game, basically. And therefore, Toronto wins. So, congratulations to them. Next was Calgary and Montreal. Entering the matchup, Calgary was 6-5-1 and 13 points. Montreal 4-7-1 and 9 points. Now this had to go to overtime, folks. Excuse me. And folks, when a game goes into overtime, it's 3-on-3 for 5 minutes. If there's no score after that, it goes into the shutout. But this did not happen. It went into overtime, and the final score, and Calgary gets that extra goal. Now, by the way, also when that happens, both teams pick up a point. Both teams pick up 1 point. Okay, whoever gets the next goal gets the second point and the win. So, just now. And by the way, the final score of that was Calgary 3, Montreal 2. Shoutouts on goal were the Flames 35, the Habs 24. The Flames had 22 saves with the Canadiens 32. Calgary was 0 for 1 on the power play with Montreal 1 for 3 on the power play. But despite picking up a point, their 10th point of the year, uh, Montreal did a pretty good job. Uh, they they tied it up, and Montreal did what they could, but Calgary was just firing on all cylinders in overtime, and they got the overtime goal. So way to go by Calgary. Calgary gets their 7th point of the season and their 15th point of the year. So therefore, I think it's going to be good. But folks, it's a long season. You never know what's going to happen. Next, Pittsburgh at the New York Islanders. Entering the matchup, Pittsburgh was 5-7-1 and 11 points. The New York Islanders 4-6-2 and 10 points. Now, after 60 minutes, this was tied 3-3. It had to go into a shootout. Just like I told you, it goes into a shootout. Now, in the shootout, how this works is if after 2 rounds, if there's 2 goals by one team and the other team goes 0-2, it's over. But let's say after 2 rounds, it's 1-2 and 2-0. There will be a third round by the other team. If that team does score, then the other team will go at it. If they make it, it goes on. If they miss, if the other team that does their third round, they make the goal, that means the team that has the one and two, they get their shot. They make it, it's over. If not, it continues until whoever scores again. Or, you know. So the results of this were 3 rounds. And Pittsburgh went over 3. The New York Islanders went 1 for 3. They win, and they get the extra point by a score of 4-3. Now, the stats I'm going to give you are from after overtime. So this is what's going into the books at the NHL for the teams. Okay. Shots on goal. The Islanders 26, the Pens 35. The Islanders had 32 saves with the Pens 23, and both teams were 1 for 4 on the power play. Wow. Let me get ready. This was a pretty good game. Both teams were dominant. They they did a great job. Pretty much back and forth between both teams. And then when it went to overtime, both teams were pretty good off the gate. I mean, they were off the gate pretty fast, but just did not have what it takes to get that puck in. That's why I went to shootout, and the Islanders got it. So congratulations. Fifth win for the Islanders, and now all of a sudden in the Metropolitan Division, it's pretty tight. But folks, once again, it's still early in the season. You never know what's going to happen. Of course, we'll get into the discussion of seedings and stuff after the All-Star break. or should we say, the break for the Four Nation face-off this year, which is technically this year's All-Star break. Next is Tampa Bay at my Blues. Entering this matchup, Tampa Bay was 7-5-0 and 14 points. The Blues 6-6-0 and 12 points. And at the end of 60 minutes, the Blues beat the Lightning by a score of 3-2. Yay, Blues! Both teams had 23 shots. The Blues had 21 saves Tampa with the Lightning 20 saves. Blues went 0 for 1. St. Louis went 0 for 1 on the power play with Tampa Bay 0 for 3 on the power play. Now let me get into this one. After one period, the Blues were up. Then Tampa scores. Blues score again. After two, Blues were up. And then Tampa ties it. But Kyrou, he gets that winning goal, which is great. And we couldn't be more happier. Um, so 13 games in, we're doing great. Hopefully we keep doing great. Hopefully Thomas will be back. Hopefully we'll get another player back. But folks, we also had an injury. One of our players, gets hit in the neck region by the puck. And he's gonna be fine. But don't know just yet. He will be evaluated, folks, and hopefully he'll be fine. Because when he got to the bench area, that's when he got a little woozy. So we'll wait and see about him. And by the way, Tampa is on a 3-game losing streak. Oh, with the Carolina, by the way, they're on a 7-game winning streak. Carolina's on a 7-game winning streak. Tampa is now on a 3-game losing streak. So let's see what happens with their next game and stuff, because a lot of teams want to continue their streaks. Next is LA at Minnesota. Entering the matchup, LA was 7-3-3 and 17 points. Minnesota 8-1-3 and 19 points. And at the end of 60 minutes, the LA Kings beat the Minnesota Wild by a score of 5-1. Shots on goal, the Kings 28, the Wild 24. Both teams had 23 saves. LA was 1 for 1 on the power play with Minnesota 0 for 4 on the power play. Just like the first two, LA dominant from the start. They really attacked. Despite the one goal by Minnesota, it didn't discourage LA, and LA kept focused and won. So congratulations to them. Next was the Utah Hockey Club at the Winnipeg Jets. Now the Winnipeg Jets are the best team currently. Utah was 5-4-3 and 13 points. Winnipeg 11-1-0 and 22 points. And after 60 minutes, the Winnipeg Jets beat the Utah Hockey Club by the score of 3-0, and it's another Mountain Dew Zero Sugar shutout. That's right. It's another Zero Sugar shutout. Shots on goal were the Jets 28, Hockey Club 21. The Jets had 21 saves, Hockey Club 25. Winnipeg 1 for 2 on the power play. Utah 0 for 4 on the power play. By the way, the Jets are now on a 4-game winning streak after their first loss. They have now won 4 straight. They probably will keep up that streak. Hopefully, let's hope. Uh, well, just like the first two games and the last game, um, Winnipeg firing on all cylinders. They right from the get go, they dominated, and Utah just couldn't rebound after the first goal. So as well. And also I got to get used to saying the name hockey club for a whole season and stuff until official name of Utah comes. So it's gonna be weird. Next, the Seattle Kraken at the sea at Colorado enter the matchup. Seattle 5-7-1, 11 points. Colorado 5-7-0 and 10 points. At the in the 60 minutes, the Avs beat the Kraken 6-3. Ugh. Uh, I hate that. I hate the Avalanche. Uh, uh. Shots on goal, Avs 32, the Kraken 20. The Avs have 17 saves with the Kraken 26. Colorado was 3 for 5 on the power play the with Seattle 1 for 3 on the power play. By the way, Seattle's now on a 4-game losing streak. They got to snap it, hopefully. Um, what I have to say about this game? Colorado firing off good. Seattle did pretty good. Um, but Colorado let Seattle get to them a little bit. After they scored their first goal, they scored a few more. But Colorado, they were more dominant. And after they scored the fourth goal, that's when Seattle's like, come on, and just got to their heads. And that's what happened. So Colorado wins, and therefore. Next is Vancouver and Anaheim. Vancouver entering the matchup was 5-2-3 and 13 points. Anaheim 4-5-2 and 10 points. And at the end of 16 minutes, the Vancouver Canucks beat the Anaheim Ducks by a score of 5-1. Shots on goal were the Canucks 37, the Ducks 22. The Canucks had 21 saves with the Ducks 32. And Vancouver was 1 for 5 on the power play with Anaheim 1 for 4 on the power play. Um, Vancouver, the Canucks, they were flying right off the gate. They did a great job, I have to admit. They even them discouraged from the goal that Anaheim did. Therefore, that's why Vancouver won. And finally, the Columbus Blue Jackets at San Jose. Um, Columbus was 5-5-1, 11 points. San Jose 3-8-2 and 8 points. And this game had to go to extra period, overtime. And the San Jose Sharks beat the Columbus Blue Jackets by a score of 2-1. Shots on goal, Sharks 27, the Jackets 50. The Sharks had 49 saves, Blue Jackets 25. San Jose was 0 for 4 in the power play with Columbus 0 for 3 on the power play. Whew, boy. Very close game. Both teams firing on all cylinders from the get go. Very good game. Despite going to overtime, this was a pretty good game throughout. And sounds like get it more. So, how did I do in this? Well, let's see here. I went with Buffalo, Toronto, Calgary, Carolina, the Islanders, the Blues, as of course, LA, Winnipeg, Seattle, Vancouver, and Columbus. I went I went 9, 1, and 1 for yesterday. So let me find my record sheet. November 5th, 11 games. 19 points for the night. And hold up here. Okay. I'm now at 63, 27, and 5. And I'm now at 131 points. Let me double check this real fast before I even. 131 points for the year. Not bad for a good record. 63, 27, and 5 for the year. That's not that bad. All right, folks. I'll see you guys soon. Until then, please stay safe. Take care. My Roar's watching it, and I'll see you guys soon. Until then, peace.